Can you see who I am? Hello, is this Xiaoli? I've been looking into the iPhone and the Mate XT these past couple of days. I really think Huawei's hardware innovation is way ahead, far beyond Apple. For example, sometimes in public places I feel awkward and want to pretend I'm on a call to cover up. If I use an iPhone, it can't even hide my face. But with Huawei's Mate XT, it's a whole different story. Look. If I cover my face like this, you can't see who I am at all. I've successfully hidden myself. Can you see who I am? Hello. Is this Xiaoli? So that's one advantage I've discovered recently. The second one is when I'm busy at work and eating instant noodles, a really important function of a phone is to hold down the noodle lid. I won't pour the water. I'll show you how to eat 2 packs of instant noodles at the same time. It's hard to hold down the 2 instant noodles with one phone. You can only eat 1 bowl at a time. But with Huawei Mate XT, it's different. You see, it can cover 2 bowls of instant noodles at the same time. My efficiency of eating instant noodles has doubled. It's more solid, so I'm determined not to buy iPhone 16. Someone just said that few colleagues eat 2 bowls of instant noodles or 1 bowl of instant noodles. I think Huawei also has advantages. For example, after getting into the water, the edge may curl up. You use this phone to hold it down. It never covers the whole thing. Either you press down on this side or that side and the edges in the middle will pop up. But with Huawei, it's different. Let me show you. It can perfectly press down the entire surface, ensuring that not a bit of steam escapes, keeping the instant noodles hot enough and allowing the flavor packet's taste to soak into every strand of noodle. So when you use the Huawei Mate XT, the flavor of the instant noodles is richer. They're cooked more thoroughly and they taste better. If I discover any new advantages of the Mate XT, I'll report them to everyone at any time. September 13th, founder of 360 Group.
Chairman Zhou Hongyi of 360 Group summed it up by saying that Huawei phones have 2 outstanding advantages. One is that you can use them to cover your face when making calls, and the other is that they can cover 2 bowls of instant noodles at once. Netizens commented, "This is the most impressive subtle mockery I've ever seen, spending 20,000 yuan on a phone just to use it as a lid for instant noodles. A true tycoon. Even if it can't be a leader in performance, at least it's definitely leading the way in price." On social media platforms, quite a few Chinese consumers have reported that their purchased Huawei foldable phones have experienced issues such as screen leakage, rendering the phones unusable.
I never would have dreamed that things would turn out like this. There's no going back now. What am I supposed to do?
You all have seen him up close, right? But you haven't seen this one yet. So if you haven't bought this thing, you really need to get screen damage insurance for it. This thing is just too scary. Achoo. It's broken. Clean it up. And then 2 young people. How do you handle after sales? You have your tricks. After he finishes, I'm afraid of him. Today is Beijing time, July 24, 2024, and it's now 11 p.m. I just got back home from the Huawei Customer Service Center to record this video. The device in my hand is the Huawei Foldable Phone Pocket 2 that I bought 3 months ago on April 26, 2024 for 7,999 yuan. Now, exactly 3 months later, not a day more, after completely normal use, or you could even say careful use, it has ended up like this. This morning, during a busy break at work, I noticed a spot about the size of a pinky fingernail on the right side of my phone screen, right here. I didn't think much of it, since I had things scheduled for the afternoon, and I figured I'd just go to Huawei to check it out tomorrow, since it's Saturday. So, not long after, I closed the phone and drove out. While waiting at the first red light, I opened up the foldable phone, and in an instant I saw the black spot on the screen spreading. At that moment, it was about 2 centimeters wide, and now it's already this wide. At that point, the phone was basically completely unusable. This afternoon, I hosted a friend from the UK. Because my phone was completely unusable, not only was I unable to be a proper host, but even the parking fee had to be paid by someone else, which was really embarrassing. At 6 in the evening, I got home and went with my husband to the store where I bought the phone, the Chengdu 999 Huawei Sales Center. By then, it was already past 7 o'clock. At the time, I was feeling quite optimistic because I thought Huawei phones have a 1-year warranty, and mine was only 3 months old, so it should be resolved quickly. I even thought, although the quality of this phone is questionable, as long as they take responsibility and fix it, I'll just let it go. But the very first thing the sales center said to me was, "Your phone has been dropped." I said, if I had dropped it, I'm saying this in front of everyone today, if I had dropped this phone, may I be struck by lightning? Then the sales center just passed the buck and sent us to the after-sales customer service center, so we drove over there. By then it was already 8 in the evening. The store manager took my phone and started nitpicking, saying there was a tiny spot on my screen, right here, a spot about the size of a pen tip. Look, right here there's a tiny spot about the size of a pen tip. I don't know if everyone can see it. Then they said they needed to run a test. At that moment I had a bad feeling, and sure enough, not long after, the test results came out. They claimed that the tiny spot was caused by me and that this spot had led to screen leakage. As a result, it wasn't covered under warranty, and I would have to pay the repair cost of 23.99 yuan myself. I was instantly furious. I said, doesn't Huawei promise a 1-year warranty on their phones? Why are you making me pay for repairs after just 3 months? This is a phone, not a luminous pearl. Am I supposed to hold it in my hand, afraid to drop it or keep it in my mouth for fear it might dissolve? At the time, no matter what I said, Huawei's after-sales service wouldn't budge an inch. So after a long back and forth, what solution did they finally offer me? A 500 yuan discount. Out of the total repair cost of 2,399 yuan, they offered to waive just 500. I couldn't help but laugh when I heard that. They promised a 1-year warranty, but after just 3 months of normal use, the screen ended up like this, and then they tell you it's user damage and you have to pay for it yourself. So I can't help but ask, what kind of phone screen is this fragile? It was never dropped, never got wet, and even if just hypothetically there was a tiny spot like this, it would still be from normal use. Why would such a small spot appear after only 3 months? Isn't this a quality issue with the phone? Thinking back, around June 8th this year, Huawei had a promotion for this foldable phone offering free screen insurance. My husband is a loyal Huawei user, and he has a lot of confidence in Huawei's quality. That's why I didn't buy it at the time, because you have no idea. I work 12 hours a day and simply don't have the time to make a special trip to the store, so I didn't buy it then, thinking I could trust Huawei's quality. Actually, it was also under my husband's earnest suggestion. He said we must support domestic products that we bought this phone, because we often need to share image files with each other, and since he uses Huawei, having the same brand makes work much more convenient. That's why I bought this one. But in the end, despite our complete trust in Huawei as a leading domestic brand, such a serious quality issue occurred in just 3 months. Even though Huawei promises a 1-year warranty, they were still unreasonably unaccountable, insisting that the user bear the entire repair cost of 2,399 yuan for such a major problem after only 3 months. Friends, we're buying a phone, spending nearly 8,000 yuan on a phone, not to bring home something we have to worship like an ancestor, right? At the same time, I also want to ask, why did they deliberately give out Huawei screen damage insurance during this year's 618 shopping festival, and only to users of the 2 models in the Pocket series of foldable phones? What's the reason for this? The answer is obvious. They just don't have confidence in their own product's quality. What's even stranger is that with every other new phone I've had, by some coincidence, I always end up dropping it once within the first month. But with this phone, precisely because it feels so light, thin, and fragile, I've been extra careful with it, and yet something still went wrong. How does it feel? Honestly, it's heartbreaking. After this, how are we supposed to trust the Huawei brand? To be honest, I feel really conflicted making this video right now. Both my husband and I are very patriotic people. It's not that we can't afford more expensive foreign brands, we genuinely want to support and believe in domestic products. But in the end, we were deeply disappointed. Disappointed in the quality, and also in the way you handle things and your attitude. Our money doesn't just fall from the sky, we work hard for every penny. So if anyone is considering buying this Huawei foldable phone in the future, you'd better think it over carefully.
A netizen commented, with CCTV endorsing it, Huawei's triple fold phone priced at 19,999 yuan is already out of reach for ordinary people. Another netizen from Mars said, there's a reason for the high price. This so-called far-ahead triple-fold religious phone from Huawei, although it uses the antique Kirin 9010 SoC chip, which is 5 generations behind the iPhone 16's A18 in terms of performance, at least has 2 unique advantages. First, it can cover 2 bowls of instant noodles. Second, it can hide your face when you make a call. 13 hours after Apple released its iPhone 16 series on September 10th, Huawei officially launched its first triple folding screen phone, the Mate XT Extraordinary Master, with a starting price of 19,099 yuan. This Huawei phone has been jokingly referred to as the electronic Mutai. On second-hand platforms, the price of Huawei's triple folding screen phone was speculated up to 90,000 yuan, and some articles even claimed that scalpers once drove the price as high as 650,000 yuan. However, less than 48 hours after the official release, the scalper price for the Huawei triple folding screen phone Mate XT Extraordinary Master collapsed. The markup dropped from nearly 100,000 yuan to just 4,000, and the black version of the phone couldn't even find any buyers. This news made it to Baidu's hot search on September 24th. On September 21st, former Meizu Vice President Li Nan posted, "Everyone, don't rush. After the National Day holiday, I estimate the Huawei triple fold will be available at its original price." I'm not going to show my face because it's said that this time Huawei lost half of its main political and business market. Because the Mate XT triple folding phone implies twists and turns and an arduous official career. Netizens commented, "This joke is just too deadly. If someone in politics uses this phone, wouldn't they get called in for a talk? Two creases symbolize double regulation, a hellish interpretation. Anyone who shows up with it is definitely getting double regulated." In fact, as early as September 10th, Dazhong Daily had already published an article titled "Huawei's Triple Folding Phone, Twists and Turns in a Maze of Uncertainty." The Huawei Mate XT Extraordinary Master has crashed. These days, scalpers hoarding Huawei's triple fold phones have been losing money. They're dizzy in the restroom. Speaking of triple fold phones, the price jumps every half day, every 2 hours, with markups like skyrocketing real estate. As of now, except for the 1G red version which has a markup over 10,000 yuan, all other colors and memory options are in a state where, even if you want to sell, I have stock, but if you want to sell, I won't take it. It's brutal. No one dares buy them anymore. The Huawei Mate XT Extraordinary Master has crashed. Even the scalpers didn't expect this triple fold phone to collapse so quickly. The prices over the past couple of days have been like the drop tower ride at Guangzhou Chimelong, thrilling, with a new price every hour. At the moment, only the red ETP version can still be bought back with a markup of several thousand to over 10,000 yuan. As for the black version, even if you have stock, no one dares to buy it now. Scalpers who stocked up on this triple fold phone hoping to make a quick profit are now losing so much they're dizzy in the restroom. Of course, that includes me, Xiao Wu. For example, I bought back this black ETP with an extra 10,000 yuan, and now my heart is bleeding. If any of you are interested, feel free to discuss in the comments. I'll sell it at a loss. How much I lose is up to you. Scalpers have really been losing their minds these past couple of days. This year, anyone who tried scalping has probably been left speechless, right? Whether it's Apple or Huawei, I bet you've all taken a huge loss. Are you guys doing okay? Even though Apple's prices have dropped below the official price, at least it's just a couple hundred yuan here and there. But look at Huawei's tri-fold phone. Those are dropping by thousands of yuan a day. Now, let's head over to Huanmei and check out the current market situation for the CQPM and Huawei XT.
The iPhone 16 and 16 Plus, this was totally expected. They definitely dropped below the launch price. As for the 16 Pro, it's basically selling at the original official price, but what no one expected is that even the 16 Pro Max isn't holding its value this year. In previous years, at this time, it would have been impossible for prices to drop by less than 1,000 or even 1,800 yuan per unit. Now let's take a look at Huawei's Mate X. On September 20th, the 512GB version was priced at over 40,000 yuan, but in just 2 days it dropped to 27,000. Take a look at the Huawei listings yourself. See if it's selling at a premium or just a little over 7,000. But do you realize just 2 days ago, this thing was going for over 20,000 per unit? Today, well, I know someone in my circle who deals in phones on a pretty large scale, and this year he went to the scalpers. I asked him how much he lost in the past couple of days, and he told me he lost 200,000 yuan. Just with the XT alone, he bought 15 units.
In this picture posted by a netizen, it says that if you keep a Huawei phone in your pocket, naturally Huawei will refuse to compensate you. This picture says, since some people still think Huawei is a domestically developed product, let me share a statement from a Huawei executive. A Huawei phone is made up of a total of 380 components. Except for the casing, which is made in-house, all the other core components are imported from abroad. The CPU, circuit board, front and rear cameras, screen, chips, and operating system. Even the company's management and operational model are fully imported. Huawei has a total of 154 suppliers, with 92 being core suppliers. Among them, 33 are from the United States, 11 from Japan, 10 from Taiwan, 4 from Germany, and 2 each from Switzerland, South Korea, and Hong Kong. The Netherlands, France, and Singapore each have one. Huawei is finished.
Sorry to bother you. This is the manager from Huarun High Tech, employee number 12380. Hello, will you be available to take a call later? Hello, please go ahead. Hello. We noticed that you reported an issue with your Qiaowu device through Xiaohongshu. Our company takes this matter very seriously, and we have already reported it multiple times to our company leadership for further communication. The response we've received from the relevant department is to suggest that you consider the special offer repair service. If you choose the special offer repair, your original price was $2,999. Currently, let me check. If I count correctly, there have already been 6 colleagues who have told you the same thing.
And they all told me that I would have to pay for the repair myself. I can't accept this solution because my phone is perfectly fine. So here's the situation. You can give me an address, tell me which of your stores can handle this, which store is reliable. Just give me the address. I can take it there and let them inspect it. My phone has no external damage at all. I've used it for less than a month. Given this situation, you want me to spend 17,000 yuan and after just 1 month of use, pay for repairs myself? There's absolutely no way I can agree to that. So regarding this issue, 6 of your colleagues have already called me, and every time they've told me in the same way that I have to pay for the repairs myself. So let me ask you, don't you think it's irresponsible for such a major quality problem to occur in less than a month, and yet you still refuse to take responsibility? Do you really think that's acceptable?
And every time you call me, you just repeat the same words. Aren't you just wasting everyone's time? Ma'am, we really do take your feedback very seriously, but given the current condition of your device, there truly is no way for us to process this under warranty. After multiple discussions, what we can offer you is a discount, just like with your individual product, a discount. But let me tell you, even if you give me a discount, even if you only ask me to pay 100 yuan, I still wouldn't be willing because of this.
This is a different matter. I believe there is a quality issue with your product. And not only that, you can't even provide proper repairs, yet you still want me to pay for it. First of all, during the repair process, I already felt that the quality was questionable, and I'm worried there will be more problems in the future. This is something I'm already concerned about. Secondly, you're still asking me to pay extra for the repair. So can you really just be this irresponsible? Here's how I see it. I absolutely will not let this matter go. No matter how you look at it, from any perspective, it's unreasonable for a product to have issues in less than a month and for you to just ignore it. And regarding the quality problem with your product, look at the post I made on Xiaohongshu. It's already gotten a lot of attention, with over 50,000 views now, and every single comment is about this. There are thousands of comments, and the issues everyone is reporting have all happened. They're very common. I'm not just an isolated case. There are already many people experiencing the same thing. The screen leaking problem, for example, mine might even be more serious because it happened within a month. Others might just swallow their anger and let it go, but I absolutely cannot accept this, especially since it's been less than a month.
This is a Huawei Mate X2. The screen broke at the fold, so I had to replace it. When you open the screen, you can see that the middle part is already bulging up.